You know, you're kind of cute in an ugly way. Alright, how's it going, everybody? Simple here, and welcome to Satisfactory. And this is a game that I've been playing off and on for a long time. It's kind of, it's a game I really enjoy. Like, I never thought I'd really like kind of factory building games, but what's funny is I actually work in manufacturing. Been a manufacturing soup and in manufacturing for over 15 years. You know, it's something I like. It's what I do for a living, and this game has been something that has kept me engaged for a long time. But I think I've got about 40 hours in this world, and I realize it is time for a complete reset. So I'm up to phase 3. And if you've played this game, you already know what that's about. But there's different phases and things you have to build and send. And phase 3 is kind of where you really unlock a lot of things, and you can really start making permanent facilities and manufacturing plants. And I figured this would be a really good time to do a complete reset of my map. I've got a whole lot of things over here. I just finished building this kind of hydroelectric dam, or not even hydroelectric, but a coal burning power plant. Requires a lot of water. I'm going to need a lot of space for all my future builds. So I kind of started with this and got this to be a permanent facility that I can continue to expand. Got like 2 gigawatts of power for right now, which isn't too bad. It's definitely a good start to get going. But then I was out looking at my other area, and I'll take you there in a minute, and I was like, you know what? It's time to completely reset everything and start building permanent factories, get a central location where I can kind of produce stuff and build this world as, you know, you would set up an actual manufacturing plant. So you would have your raw material areas, your details, your sub-assemblies, and your assemblies, and kind of create that flow in this world, similar to what you would do, you know, when you're an aerospace manufacturer. But to do that, I'm gonna have to reset a lot, and I'll show you why. Let's get back to my quote-unquote main hub that I have right now, and you'll see the little bit of chaos that I have going on there. Alright, so you can kind of see the chaos already from here. Where I'm at is I've actually got a Caterium little facility over on this side that is just making a quick wire. I found a nice like pure Caterium node right here. Put up a, you know, an alright facility, but just something I could start making quick wire and get that produced, because I needed that for like some what is it, for like circuit boards and some other things. So I have the Caterium getting delivered by a tractor, and it goes all the way into the center of that mess, and I'll show you this mess and exactly why I want to kind of redo all this. Alright, so head in here, you can see a little bit of the spaghetti that I got going on. It's just kind of a tangled mess of just stuff. I have random things being made in random areas. I've got my little, what do you want to say, the hub here. There's the space elevator. You know, I've got my sink, my workshop, and then just a bunch of random, like this is a copper area over here, making cables and wires. Over here, I'm turning the quick wire into the, was it the AI limiter, I think? Yeah, AI limiters. But, like, I've got, I think, like, rotors or something made there. It might be some of the computer stuff. I've got a random area for the versatile framework. This big facility back over here, this is my ironworks, but it's still running on like the MK1 miner, which is really slow. Like it was a nice facility in the beginning, but it's got to go. I've got to reset everything. I've got concrete all the way down over there that then gets brought over to a really small steel mill up top. So everything is just kind of disorganized, and what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to dismantle everything here. I'm going to sink all the resources that I have so we can get a few extra tickets, get a few things unlocked, and then just restart, rebuild, and start with our supply chain. So that's going to be some of our raw materials into like our building materials for future building. I want to relocate the space elevator, find out where 00 is, go there, and then that's where I want to put the space elevator. And that'll be the final assemblies for like the final phases. I think there's like 5 or a total of 5 phases, so I'll have like 3 assembly areas. or final assembly areas that'll do, the building for phase 3, phase 4, and phase 5. So that's kind of the plan. So what I'm gonna do now, off camera, is I'm gonna dismantle everything. I'm going to route all the stuff that's sitting in storage into the sink, and we're going to literally start from nothing, just completely fresh, have some tickets and some raw material that we have on us, and build it up from there. So this will be just a couple seconds for you guys. This will probably be a couple hours for me, maybe even a day or two. So I'll see you guys when we've got all this cleared out and restarted, alright? Alright, well, I figured I'd bring you guys back. I've almost got everything cleared out. I'm waiting for the last little bit of the coal to make its way through the generators. I've sank everything else. I think I've got about like 8 or 6 or 7 tickets, something like that. And when all that is done, I'll bring you back and we'll start, we'll start from the beginning. Start with our supply chain of raw materials and go from there. Alright, bring you guys back soon. That's it. It's all gone. I guess now we can figure out where to start. But first we need to head over, bump up our power. So all the power generation I took from down here, we're going to go build over on the far side of the map and get a little bit more power going and come back and start figuring out, alright, where are we going to build our resources at. Yep, this is going to be fun. Alright, I'm back. Now, some things have changed, and we'll get to those changes a little bit later, but I was able to build basically one more generation pack, electricity generator set, and let me kind of explain to you what I've got going on here and how all this works. So, unfortunately, I only had enough coal with the Mark II miners that I have to be able to have a total of 3 sets of coal generators, or of electric generators. Now, this is the setup that I use. It works really, really well, I think. It is 3 water pumps to 8 coal plant generators. So that creates the perfect amount of water and the perfect amount of coal. So each coal is, 15? Yeah, so each one ends up using like 15 per minute. Now you can see this one is running 100%. As soon as it gets a coal, it burns out, and then another one is right back in. So it's kind of level loaded, but I mean, it's not absolutely perfect, but it works pretty good. It's enough to keep all of them maintaining, which is exactly what I want. But basically, it's 3 water pumps that go into one large kind of loop, and then off of that loop goes into 8 of the coal burning power plants. And so the pipeline kind of fills up, and then it just drains out into each. It's connected on both sides, so loop is connected there, and loop is connected there. And then the coal comes in and goes down through a series of splitters. Oh no, we jumped in the water. How do we get out of this? Alright, so quickly realize there's an issue that if you fall off the back, I don't have a ladder or anything to get you back on there. But continue what I was saying. It's just the 3 water pumps that go into 8 coal generation plants, and then the coal comes in and gets split out. So I have a 4th line for in case, or once when we get like the Mark III miners, we might have enough to get like one more bank of power supply units. But yeah, so let me show you some things that I've been up to, because I wasn't really able to record, but I wanted to keep playing, and one thing led to another, and let me just show you. Alright, so one thing was I found some crystal, some raw crystal quartz and some SAM, and so I decided to make a little kind of, I don't know, you want to call it like a glass factory, or a silicon factory, and crystal. And so it all gets produced inside, and I'll show you that Here in a little bit, it comes out, gets put into some storages, and then from the storages, it then comes out to these truck lines. So we've got silica here, and then we've got like the quartz crystal shards getting put in over on that side. And then if they once when they fill up and overflow, they'll get dumped out into a sink line, and then it gets sunk right here for tickets. Now, this has been running, plus something else that I'll show you since I've been working on a whole bunch of things, and I think right now we're up to, yeah, an additional 35 coupons. We're getting, what, about 18,000 points per minute, and right now for the next coupon we need 288. So we're making tickets. We're doing all right on that part. But walk in through here, and we've got this whole bottom layer is just working on, you know, silica and the quartz crystals. And over in this purple room, which you may see is a little different, in here, this is producing all the SAM. So I've got a SAM line that I found out in a cave, and it's coming in, taking 120 per minute, which is what I'm making, and turning it into, 30 reanimated SAM. And then that SAM is getting dumped into a storage container through here, and then out of the storage container, it's then going to the truck line across the way via some belts, some networking, and when that fills up, it'll backfill into this storage, and if that fills up, it'll overflow into the sink as well. Alright, and then while I was building all this, I started running low on materials, mostly plates. And so I thought, you know what, let's just set up a little temporary metal plate and bar and screw place, kind of like what I had at the other side. And well, another thing led to another, and I'll show you what I have there. Alright, so there is my metal factory. And this, I've got 2 nodes of iron. They were pure nodes, and I'm making plates, rods, and screws out of this. I added a tunnel because this is kind of like a main thoroughway to the powerhouse. So it connects onto this road over here, and then that road continues on to, you know, bigger and better things. But right here I've got a storage unit for all the plates. I've got bar, and we've got screws. This is all kind of the outputs from the factory that come into here. They get split, they get put into other storage, which this will be used to get delivered to, you know, maybe other factories. I believe these are full as well now. And then from here, once when all this is full, it overflows and goes into this sink over on this side. So that way the machine kind of keeps running. Now, when it does get completely full like this, the, you know, power plant or the production is not at 100% anymore, because I can only get, you know, 240 a minute out of here, and this thing is producing a lot of product. But let's show you the production floor, because I'm kind of proud of this, actually. This was a lot of work. And so we've got one little section over here that's producing nothing but the steel bars, and then it takes the metal bars, takes it overhead. Same thing with the raw iron, takes it overhead, and then I continue the metal production over on this side. So this whole bottom layer is nothing but metal bar. Comes in here into a balancer, and the balancer then starts making its way upwards. We've got one going up to the next level, and then we've got one coming to this first level. And up here is where we start making our metal plates. So we've got, what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, I believe it was like 8 constructors making metal plates, which then take those, run it into a merger, and then those plates run down. And then we have some metal going up to the next level, and this level is all metal rod. Here is all of our screws, and there's a lot of assemblers up here as well. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, yeah, 12. 12 constructors making screws. Those screws go out on each side of kind of this window and then meet up down below, get merged, and set into storage. But this is a fun build. Honestly, this is probably one of the more complex builds that I've done, and we're just getting started. Like, I've got to add lighting in here, finish off a few other things, maybe do some lighting in on this side. But what I thought it would be fun to do is we need to get building on a steel factory. And that is what I want to turn the old area over there, because we've got a bunch of coal available. We've got 2 nodes of metal as well. That where I did originally have all that production, that's going to be a really large steel manufacturing area. So let's head over there and see what we got. Alright, so this is a start. Just kind of enclose the miners. So I've got a little bit of a platform started. It's daytime now, so we can kind of see what we got going on. We've got another little facility there. I think I'll just put like a little building around that. And then we'll send the raw resources over here, because this is where we're going to do all the foundry. Is going to be right in here. So I think this will just be like a supply chain to this building. Cool. I'm excited for this. I love these little lookouts. Oh, that might have been a problem. Alright, so I've got this little facility taken care of, and honestly, I'm probably going to go back and change the windows on how I did the other one. I found out that these, what are they? They are going to walls, I believe. The hex frame window snaps right in between the layers perfect, so you still get the glass, but then you don't get the, you know, a lot of the weird glitching. I guess you get this little black line right there, but I can live with that. But I thought this looked kind of cool. Yeah, I made kind of a little ramp all the way around, or like a deck that goes all the way around. Some pillars that support it over the water. I did another one of those little funky roofs to it, so let me get over here and I'll show you. So we've got an angled roof that goes out in each corner, and then I actually had to kind of make a raised area above, and that was to give clearance for the top of the miner, because it was actually clipping through the roof, and I didn't feel like redoing it. So we've got the miner here, dumps right out, and that'll go across the little catwalks up top. I've got all the windows in here, you know, little windows up there. I thought this looked pretty cool, actually. I'll add some light later on when I get some better lighting, but I think this facility is done. So now I need to bring out, actually we'll probably go up with a conveyor and then attach it to something there and then take it all the way across into the back of that. But I am going to change those windows and probably the other windows over there. So I'll probably bring you guys back after I get that ran and probably piped into there, and then start working on the layout. Like, I kind of have an idea, but I'm gonna have to do some math and figure all that out. So I'll bring you guys back when it comes time to do that. Alright, so we've got everything ran. We've got a line that runs all the way across, comes into the back. I changed this from a 2 output to a 3 output, and we now have another 240 iron making its way through there. Alright, so now it's time for us to do some math. So we've got, yeah, so we have 3 240 lines. That should be, what, 720, if I remember? So 240 times 3. So 720 iron that we have coming in. Now we've got to make some steel ingots. So we can, on one of these, we can do 45 per minute of the iron ore. So if we do 45 divided by 720, oops, wrong direction, 720 divided by 45, so 16. So we can have 16 of these foundries making steel ingots. So we're going to have 720 steel ingots to work with. So let's figure out that first and what that's going to look like. You know, how do we want the layout? Because if we're going to have 16 of these things, those things are pretty dang big. Alright, so I know this looks like a monstrosity, but there is some logic to the madness. This is a line balancer. And this is the way I've done this line balancer, and really just to kind of spread it out. Hopefully might make it a little easier to understand what's kind of happening here. But what this is doing is it's taking all three, it's merging it, or it's splitting it and merging it between all of the other ones. And what that will do is that will keep it that, like, in case one of these lines get backed up, it can get rerouted and sent to other areas. It just kind of helps balance everything out. This one's pretty easy because it is just 3 to 3. There's some more complicated ones when you do, like, 3 in to 4 out to 5 out and stuff like that. But basically what it's doing is, if we start here with the center one, it comes in from the center, it splits down to the merger down at the end, and then one line comes to the left merger, one line comes to the right merger. Same thing with this one. This splits off. You have one that comes up, goes over into the front merger, and then another one that comes off, goes all the way around and goes to that one. Same thing with this. One comes up, goes to the last merger up there, right on that one, and then comes out, goes across, right up top, and then into that merger over on that side. So if one of these lanes get messed up for whatever reason, we still have 3 lanes to go down. So now I've got to figure out, how am I going to lay out the 3 lanes of the foundry. So it'll be 6 here, 6 there, and 6 that direction. So I'll work on that and see what I can come up with. Alright, so we're getting close for getting the coal ready. I've got these ones all set up with the iron. They're all preloaded, got power to it. So for the coal, what I was thinking is, it's going to come into this splitter right here. That splitter will then split into this splitter right here, which then goes one line into that machine, one line into this machine, and one line into that machine. And then also out of this splitter that comes in, one line comes all the way down, goes into a merger. Out of that merger, it's going to take some into here, and then go into that machine, into that machine, and into that machine. Alright, first coal line in, second coal line in, and third coal line in. Alright, let's see if these are actually going to be working. Which hopefully we have power. I see them moving in. I hear machines starting. Yeah, we got a couple of them that are starting. It'll probably take a little bit for it to load up. Because, yeah, we don't have it split the absolute best, so some of these will get started sooner than others. But they are starting to produce, and look, there goes some steel. Alright, let's go upstairs and make sure those ones are working. And then we can also take a look at the line balancer. Those are looking pretty good. It's balancing it out fairly well. Alright, and how are these ones? These already filled up this line. Nice. And being that we haven't, outputted all these steel plates, they will get backed up, which will be kind of nice, because then it will allow all the coal and the rest of everything else to fill into those machines. And then when we actually start producing, it'll already be level loaded to begin with. Heck yeah, cool. Alright, you guys, well, this was a very, very long episode. I think we'll end it here. In the next episode, we'll finish off this little area and actually start figuring out the layout for producing everything. But if you guys enjoyed it, make sure you comment that down below. I know I've been kind of bouncing between games, but hopefully we'll be sticking with this one. This is a fun one. I foreshadow a ton of hours to get this place, to get this world set up the way that I want it. I mean, we haven't even started with the space elevator and this, the centerpiece of this whole build. So make sure you guys keep an eye out for that. So until I see you guys next time, make sure you keep it simple, alright? Take it easy. Bye.